Hi, and welcome to this episode of the Overgivers Anonymous podcast. My name is Angela Mondor, and I'm also known as the Geeky Girl. Today, I'm going to talk to you about something. It's a tool I found when I was a social media manager. Did you know that I used to be a social media manager? Anyway, as business evolves, I did find out that, while I was a social media manager, I was actually helping businesses more with their strategic plans. I was helping them to plan out their businesses, to mitigate the things that were happening inside their businesses. And that was more of what I was doing, or the extra stuff I was doing, I should say. I was doing my job as a social media manager, but I was doing these things on the side, and I really found joy with them, and I found that they were helping people. So that's how I ended up in this space. Anyway, this tool has changed so much about the way that we create content or the way that we share content. I'm actually frustrated quite a bit by social media management platforms and how they do things. But this one, let me just say, this one is really outstanding. It's really outstanding in their field. But what I love most about it is the Evergreen function. And let me tell you, as a social media manager, I remember I would have spreadsheets, and every week I'd have a new spreadsheet, and I'd have to be putting links inside the spreadsheet, and I'd have another spreadsheet that I would be managing the Evergreen links from and make sure we were sharing things appropriately, that, the Evergreen content got shared often. I swear, it's the piece of the business I hated the most. But with SmarterQueue, it's different, because when I create a blog post in SmarterQueue, it's an evergreen piece of content. I can actually go in there and put in multiple pictures or GIFs, depending where I'm sharing things to. I can put videos if I like, again, depending on what platform I'm in. I can write a bunch of different text to go with it. I can even use their AI feature. And there are so many different ways that I can enhance this information so that when I share this blog post once, twice, 45 times, however many times it happens to go out there, it's going out with a different message every time or a different feel. So it's not the exact same thing. It's not like, here's the blurb about the blog and here's the blog picture. Oh, it showed up again and here's the blurb. It doesn't work that way. It's brilliant because I can actually put up 5 pictures and 4 different ways to say it. And all of a sudden I have, I don't know, 20 posts, whatever the math is. They do the math for me, which is even more brilliant. And I can even leave a comment and say, okay, here's what I want to say. And then I can ask AI to write me 5 or 10 more different ways to say it. And they come up with different ways to say it. And they add emojis. Talk about saving my time. Obviously, AI is always, you want to make sure that the words are right and it says it just the right way, but it's pretty darn accurate. They've done a really good job with that piece of it. So it's evolved over the years since I've been with them, but I'll tell you, it's a tool that I would not be without. It is one of those things that I continue to pay for and continue to work with. Not only is the business itself amazing, the company is great. They listen to what we need. They reach out for us when we need assistance and those kinds of things. But they're staying on top of things. They're letting me know that things have changed on Twitter, or they've let me know that this is what's happened over here on Instagram, or here's what's going on over here in Facebook groups, because now you can't schedule the Facebook groups anymore. Whatever. Thanks, Meta. Anyway, talk about Meta. I'm going to sideline this to D&D. Like, they really have messed with things. I don't know if you've ever played D&D, but if you have somebody who creates a character and they've overcreated the character to make them invincible, we basically say they've made a meta character. This is what Facebook has done, and it's not okay. Anyway, I sideline. Sorry, Facebook. I digress. So by using categories inside SmarterQueue, I can set information up to go at certain different times of the day or the week or whatever. But then I can also, I told you about the Evergreen feature of having things that are going to go on a regular basis, the AI stuff being absolutely brilliant. But I'll tell you what, managing all these things across all these different platforms in one place is great. I can listen to what's going on because I can see conversations that are happening there as well. I've got historical data, metrics to see what performed well and what didn't. I can track that performance, which allows me to adjust my strategy in terms of what I'm putting out there and how I'm putting it out there, maybe even just different times in when I'm putting it out there. So all of those things make it super, super easy for me to do this. The other thing about the categories is that I do have the ability to create seasonal content or content that's for a certain length of time. Let's talk summit. When I did the summit posts, I created all my summit posts that I wanted to put out there, and I put a time limit on it. Okay. So I said, I want them to go from this time to this time. I didn't have to go back in and turn anything off. They just didn't produce those after the fact. Now, next time I run the summit, all I have to go in and look at the ones I did for the summit, change out the pictures, maybe change out a couple words that are there. I'm ready to go for my next summit. It is a game changer when it comes to creating this content. I don't need to go look for some Google Doc I wrote for the summit content to go and recreate those things and some other. Done. I just have to go into SmarterQueue. I look at that particular category, see what's there, tweak it, and reschedule it for the next time I'm running the summit. Game changer, swear to God. Anyway, I just wanted to share this amazing tool with you because I want you to save time. I want you to have more fun doing the things that you love. If social media scheduling drives you crazy and you'd like a better way to make sure that your evergreen pieces are going out regularly, then this is the way to go. Things that are evergreen are your blog posts, or maybe it's things like you've been interviewed on different podcasts, or maybe you've been interviewed in different news outlets, and you want to make sure that stuff comes up on a regular basis. This is some stuff that you don't have to think about again. You just set it, and you just know that those things are going to go in the rotation you've asked it to go in. It's brilliant. I have thousands of posts over there that are ready to go, and I can just pick and choose what needs to happen. And like I said, when I do something that is evergreen but in a season, I just have to schedule it, and then when I need the information again, it's all right there, and I just have to edit it and turn it back on again. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of software, one of my favorite SaaS programs, and certainly it saves me a lot of time on social media. I hope you go check it out. There is a free trial, I'm pretty sure, with a link that we give you. I think you get 30 days free trial or something. So go check it out and have some fun with it. Hope you have a great day. Bye now. Thank you so much for listening to the Overgivers Anonymous podcast. Your support means the world to me. You can find show notes for this episode and other goodies at overgiversanonymous.ca. And if you enjoyed this episode or you enjoyed the podcast in general, why not join us in the Overgivers Anonymous Facebook group, where you can connect with overgivers from all over the world. Head on over to geekygirl.ca/group.